In Afghanistan, we all learn to hand sew. We decorate our outfits by a technique called shisha, embroidering small pieces of mirrors or reflective metal onto the fabric. We design our own outfits and ask a dressmaker to make them, often in traditional colors of red and green. My mother-in-law would make clothes for my children. When I came to Scotland, I learned how to use a sewing machine at Gavan Community Project with Gabby, and then at Sewing2gether All Nations.
Weavers, cotton spinners, flax dressers, calico printers, mill workers and even tailors feature in my family tree in Renfrewshire in Ireland as far back as the 18th century. My great-aunt Jean started in the mill aged 14 in 1918, then enjoyed her retirement in 1978 for 32 years. She had many stories about the workplace, including skittery winter. The last member of staff to arrive on Hogmanay would be greeted with shouting and clattering of cotton bobbins and would unfortunately be known as skittery winter for all of the next year.
I started sewing with my grandmother when I was just 10 years old and made my first dress when I was 11. Even then, I was upcycling clothes to make them more fashionable and fit better. I studied fashion design at university in Bulgaria. Now I am a self-employed seamstress making bespoke designer children dresses and other clothes and doing alterations for clients. At home in Bulgaria, every district has a different color of dress, with red, black and white used most commonly. My Millies dress has rickrack on it. It's a flat piece of braided trim shaped like a zigzag, which is popular as a decorative element.
I'm a freelance sewing tutor. My dad is half Polish and my mum half Ukrainian. My Millie doll represents Olha, my Ukrainian great-grandmother. My mum never got to meet her grandmother, but as a child received letters from her. Often very few parts of the letter remained due to the censorship of letters from the Ukraine during the Cold War after World War II. Very unexpectedly, we recently met for the first time a relative of my great-grandmother who arrived in Scotland through the Homes for Ukraine scheme.
As a child in Venezuela, my mother made outfits for all the family, including hand embroidering flowers onto my dresses. Even all my brothers can sew. My homeland is famous for chinchorro, colourful woven hammocks, which are perfect for when we sleep outside. I crocheted one myself. Normally they are made of cotton, but often now they can be nylon. The best, however, are woven from rope made from the moriche palm. They take 12 weeks to weave and last for years.
As a little girl in Syria, my mom was a tailor. As she was cutting and designing for other people, I would collect her scraps of fabric and copy how she made things. Often I would have to wait until she went out so that I could use her machine. I got into so much trouble when one time accidentally broke it. It didn't put me off. I love to sew and help other people to dress up and look beautiful.